Good morning. This is Ellen at Sisters 3 Farm, and thanks for joining me again on Tuesday's video. Um, there's a lot of things happening at the farm this week, so this is going to be a short video. And I did want to touch on, some decorative techniques that I've used. There's tons more, but I want you to think about having some fun with your rug hooking and adding some decorative techniques. One of the simplest things that you can do is, this is a knit bag. I put some of my knitting in here. See, I've got a project going. And one of the simplest things you can do is to add like a little French knot on top of your rose. Isn't that cute? That's sari ribbon. And I've made a little knot, tuck the ends to the other side, because this is actually, I lined this, and the edge on top is linen with a drawstring. So this is a fun project. What alls I did was use a Quaker Oats oatmeal box as a template and did this. So you can use little French knots. Another thing that you can do, and I'm sure all of you have done it already, remember we talked about quillies, and quillies, you can see here, are in the center of this purse. So I've used quillies there, and quillies here. And that one has some sari ribbon in it as well as wool. So it's fun. Those are fun decorative things. You could do this in not only a little project, but you could actually do this in your rug. So that's fun. Another decorative thing you can do is, of course, with Prati, which we could do a whole thing about Prati because there's different ways to do Prati, but you can do this with your salvages, or you could do this with leftover wool. And then you could do punch needle in here. So these are other fun things that you can do, with your projects, with your extra things. One of the things I really enjoy, I'm having fun with, is doing some of these pretty crushed velvets that I'm doing. It's not really trapunto style because it's not true trapunto where you're cutting the backing open and stuffing it. What I do is I make these pillows. I take the fabric and I make little like pillows and do a stitch and just, do a gathering stitch, and then I sew it right onto the backing and I hook around it. This is a pattern by Hooked by the Sea, Laura Kenyon, and you can find them online, and it's adorable. And if you look here, you can see I pulled my loops really, really high, and this gives it really pretty soft texture. It's a fun pillow to make. It's not a Waldoboro style, although it's Waldoboro inspired. Let's see, what else? Then I'm kind of jumping all the way to Christmas. But this is again Waldoboro inspired. What I did is I raised his nose. I have this little door. I love having little door decorations. And you can see I hooked high. I raised his nose. I did his eyebrows that are raised. You could do buttons in his eyes if you wanted to do that. That would be really cool. If you want to have a little crazy Santa, you could even give him quillies for his eyes. So I did that. And then on his hat, I also pulled the loops really high and I added bells. So so he was a lot of fun. And I don't think he's in my Etsy shop, but I might pop him on there as maybe a downloadable pattern or something. But he was a lot of fun, and I love door decorations. And don't forget, you can do some of these techniques. I've done this on a few rugs. Some of the rugs that I've already given away. This is a I can't really say it's a primitive style, but white usually doesn't go in primitive rugs. So I have to say it's kind of more of a contemporary primitive, whatever. But again, here I raised some of the inside and made little nubbies like a French knot on those. But what I really had fun doing was this little fringe, a little bit in from the edge, and then I whipped it. What I did is I pulled up all of the loops, all different heights, and you could have left them as loops, but I chose to cut all mine and left them at different heights because it gives this really nice kind of a funky, soft look to it. And let's see if I can kind of get back and you can see that. So, you know, I really kind of like that as a decorative finish on my pieces. So, knock your socks off. I think it's a lot of fun to do different aspects on your rugs, particularly if they're mats, if there's walls hanging, and sometimes if they're on the floor too. So it just depends. I wouldn't put buttons on the floor, but definitely quillies and the fringes are perfect. So I will hopefully, you know, think outside the box. It's fun. It should be enjoyable. It should be something that resonates with you. And so thanks for joining me. And if you like this video and all my videos, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and if you really like me, I'll put a Patreon link below, which you could toss me a little bit of money if you really enjoy it, and it helps to go towards putting on future productions. So goodbye from now from Sister C Farm.